Watches and Wonders, the world's largest exhibition of innovative watches, opened recently at Geneva's Palexpo. So today, join me as we look at the new Rolex releases for 2023. Make sure to stay tuned in the end to know more. So let's start, shall we? First on the list is the Rolex Cosmograph Daytona. Rolex became the official timekeeper of the Daytona 500 in 1962. A year later, it introduced its now famous racing-inspired chronograph watch, the Rev 6239 Cosmograph, nicknamed the Daytona after the famous Florida racetrack. The three-registered dial and carved tachymeter bezel made the watch stand out. The Daytona, which rose to unprecedented heights of fame and desirability after being associated with actor and racing driver Paul Newman, has been produced in various versions year after year, forever associated with the elevated world of motorsport, and continuously one of the world's most prestigious watch models. The Daytona has contained an ever-expanding succession of calibers, including Rolex's beefed-up version of the Zenith El Primero. Now, it includes the in-house Rolex caliber 4130, which features a column wheel chronograph movement and a slew of Rolex-patented technical characteristics, such as a hairspring constructed of blue parachrom and anti-magnetic alloy. What's new in 2023? The Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona celebrates its 60th anniversary with a slew of minor but essential modifications to the case and dial, and a new automatic movement, caliber 4131, with Queue de Genève design on the bridges and a cutaway oscillating weight. The 40mm Oyster case's profile has been updated with additional light-catching accents. The subdials are even more perfectly balanced, and the Sarachrome tachymeter bezel now has a metal ring around its edge that matches the case material. The new versions are available in stainless steel with a white lacquer dial, yellow gold with a gold dial and black counters, and a platinum with a chestnut brown Sarachrome bezel and an ice blue dial. The platinum variant is the only one with a sapphire display case back to showcase the movement, which has a solid gold rotor in this edition. Next, we have Rolex GMT Master II. The GMT Master II was introduced in 1954 but released in 1955, and it is one of the most desirable luxury travel watches on the market. It defined the motif that has influenced later dual time zone timepieces for over a half-century. Because of its fourth central 24-hour hand and bidirectional rotating 24-hour bezel, the original Rolex GMT Master Rev 6542 was the first watch capable of displaying the time in two independent time zones. The initials in the watch's name stand for Greenwich Mean Time, a global timekeeping system based on mean solar time calculated by the Royal Observatory at Greenwich, UK. Rolex's in-house caliber 3285, which boasts 10 patent applications and exclusive features such as the anti-magnetic blue parachrom hairspring and the energy-efficient Chronergy escapement, powers the contemporary versions of the watch. The GMT Master has become famous for its colorful nicknames, which come from the color combo on the bicolor bezels, including the original red and blue Pepsi and black and blue Batman, and last year's unnamed green and black. What's new? Two new GMT Master models are available this year, one in 18K yellow gold and the other in Rolex's Rollstar bimetal construction, which mixes yellow gold and steel. Yellow gold has returned to the GMT Master series with these versions. In addition, the Sarachrome GMT bezel is a new color combination, black and gray. Both models have 40mm diameter Oyster casings and are powered by the in-house caliber 3285. Both are set on a Jubilee bracelet, a 5-link wristlet explicitly designed for Rolex's Datejust model in 1945. The GMT Master script is written in powdered yellow on the black dial. The scratch-resistant sapphire crystal incorporates a Cyclops lens over the date display at 3 o'clock. Next, we have the Rolex YachtMaster 42. The original Yacht-Master, introduced in 1992, marked the beginning of the only Rolex watch family to emerge from the 1990s. The Yacht-Master, first available in yellow gold, was physically identical to the Submariner in many ways, including the same geometric hour markers, Mercedes hands, screw-down crown, and Oyster-style case and bracelet. Its revolving bezel was more lavishly done, in the same gold as the case and bracelet, with a relief engraved scale indicating that this nautically inspired model was more premium than the sportier diving watch modeled after. In addition, the Rolex caliber 3235, with a 72-hour power reserve and all the unique technology that Rolex enthusiasts have come to anticipate and want, is housed inside the current variants. What's new? The Yacht-Master 42 debuted at Watches and Wonders in 2023. It is the first edition of the maritime icon to include a casing constructed of Rolex titanium, a strong, corrosion-resistant, and highly lightweight metal with a technical satin finish that gives it a fascinating grainy texture. Some facets of the case, which were milled from a monoblock of the alloy, have a high gloss and polished finish. In addition, Rolex's intense black dial has its grainy feel. The bracelet is also made of titanium with ceramic inlays and is equipped with Rolex's EasyLink extension mechanism for added comfort. Now, let's talk about the Rolex Explorer 40. Rolex's tough mountaineering timepiece was introduced in 1953 and became famous when it accompanied Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay on their momentous summit of Mount Everest 1953. The Explorer is Rolex's closest approximation to a classic field watch, albeit firmly in the premium market, with its plain, visible three-handed dial and modest size. The Explorer is even available in its original 36mm case size as of the most recent versions in 2021 and is outfitted with the Rolex in-house caliber 3230, which is packed with the usual array of Rolex patented technologies, a superlative chronometer, certification for accuracy, and a 70-hour power reserve. In addition, because of the extensive coatings of Rolex's patented Chroma-Light lume, the dial's hands and hour markers illuminate a vivid blue in the dark. Now, what's new with this? Rolex has developed a 40mm Oyster steel Explorer aimed at prospective owners of the iconic adventure timepiece who found the 36mm version a little too delicate. The dial is black lacquered and the movement is still the superlative chronometer caliber 3230, which powers the simple 3-hand time display on the traditional 369 dial. Rolex Oyster Perpetual Celebration. Rolex and its visionary founder, Hans Wilsdorf, has made 2 significant advancements to watchmaking with the Oyster Perpetual. Rolex introduced the first Oyster case in 1926 with a novel 2-shell design that featured a threaded, hermetically sealed case back and a crown that screwed securely into the side of the case for water resistance never before seen in watches. The innovative invention inspired the name of the first Oyster watches produced that year. In 1931, the first Rolex Perpetual movement appeared. This innovative, self-winding movement was distinguished by a weighted mass that wound the mainspring via the wearer's arm motion, keeping the watch operating continuously as long as it was worn. The first Datejust, which combined an Oyster case and a perpetual movement, was released in 1945. With its simple 3-hand design, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual epitomizes Rolex's sport luxury simplicity today. Now, what's new? With the celebration versions, Rolex adds a splash of color to the traditionally monochromatic dial of the Oyster Perpetual in 31mm, 36mm, and 41mm sizes. The lacquer dials have overlapping colorful bubbles or possibly party balloons, hence the name on a candy pink, turquoise blue, yellow, coral red, or green background. Even in its most basic form, the casings are made of Oyster steel and are water resistant to 100 meters. The caliber 2232 movement is housed in a 31mm case, whereas the caliber 3230 is found in the other two. All of them are set on the 3-link Oyster bracelets. Now, thank you for reaching this point. Make sure to finish this video to know more. Rolex DayDate 36. The Rolex DayDate debuted in 1956 with refs 6510 and 6511, was the first timepiece to display the date at 3 o'clock under the Cyclops lens and the day of the week at 12 o'clock in a curved window above the Rolex logo. The automatic caliber 1055 was contained in the day 36mm date's gold Oyster case, which had the fluted bezel of its stylistic predecessor, the Datejust. Since at least the 1960s, when President Lyndon B. Johnson wore one regularly, the DayDate has been dubbed the President. What's new? New stone dials with time and set hour markers and Roman numerals at 6 and 9 o'clock are featured on the DayDate 36 models for 2023. In addition, Rolex's Ever Rose Gold model has a green aventurine dial with a crystalline surface. Another variant in 18K yellow gold has a carnelian dial, an orange-hued mineral with various surface patterns. In contrast, a third in white gold has a natural veined turquoise display. All three have 52 brilliant cut diamonds on their bezels, a President bracelet, and attached using Rolex's hidden crown clasp. The 36mm case houses the in-house caliber 3255. Rolex Sky Dweller. The Rolex Sky Dweller product line was released in 2012, a yearly calendar watch with an in-house movement, caliber 9001, uses an off-center, spinning 24-hour disc to represent a second time zone. When changing time zones, the central hands can be swiftly adjusted by moving the hour hand ahead or backward in 1-hour increments without affecting the other indications. It's designed like other annual calendars. Rolex calls its version a Ceros calendar, to require correction only once a year at the end of February. What's new? The most recent Sky Dweller models include an 18K white gold case, a black dial, and an Oyster Flex bracelet, another with a white gold and steel rollsor, and a mint green dial, which was previously only found on Datejust models, and an 18K Ever Rose Gold version with a blue-green dial. In addition, the 42mm cases are all displayed on Oyster bracelets. The movement has been improved, with the caliber 9001 from the first generation Sky Dweller being replaced with a new caliber 9002, which has Rolex's unique chronology escapement, which has been available since the launch of the original Sky Dweller. It also bears the superlative chronometer designation, seen on nearly all of Rolex's in-house calibers. Rolex Perpetual 1908. Hans Wilsdorf renamed Wilsdorf & Davis, the watchmaking firm he'd created with his partner, Rolex Watch Company Limited, in 1908, a name that came to him on a carriage trip through London. The once London-based corporation was registered in Geneva, Switzerland, the following year and has been based there ever since. What's new? The Perpetual 1908, designed in the style of Rolex's elegantly dressy Cellini collection, pays homage to Rolex's beautiful watches from the early 20th century. The 39mm yellow or white gold case has a bezel with a domed top edge, elegantly fluted sides, and curved chamfered lugs. The dial is white or black, with Arabic numerals at 3, 9, and 12, and faceted index markers at the other hour positions. The hour hand has a circle tip, and the minute hand has a sword shape. Caliber 7140, the new movement inside, is packed with current Rolex advancements, including the chronology escapement and the anti-magnetic Siloxy balancing spring. Is also on display beneath a sapphire case back, with a slew of haute horlogerie details. In addition, it's one of the few new Rolexes with an alligator leather strap, custom-made for this model, the first in a new Perpetual line. And that's it! Thank you for watching! What do you think of these new Rolex? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to be updated for upcoming videos like this. Before you leave, did you know how to identify if you bought a fake Rolex? If you want to know more, make sure to click and watch this video right here. See you there!